Welcome to Big Dan's Airgun Review channel. Today we'll be looking at a rifle that has been requested to us through one of our comments. That rifle is the Artemis P15 Compact. So then, let's skip straight to features and see exactly what this little rifle is all about. So then, let's talk about the features of the Artemis P15. Starting from the rear of the rifle, we have a rubber recoil pad to help give the shooter that little bit of extra comfort over longer shooting sessions. We've also got the side lever here, which is the type of action that the P15 uses. Moving further along, you've also got the thumbhole type of stock that the P15 uses, which is rather comfortable to fit in the hand. And we've also got the P15's trigger blade mounted safety, which is a push button safety, and the two-stage trigger on the P15, which is also adjustable. Moving further along once more, we get to the slightly more tasty parts of the P15, and that is the internal air stripper, which is built in as standard, which is designed supposedly to stop turbulent air from behind the pellet disrupting the pellet's flight path. And we've also got this rather nice looking shroud, which is designed to protect the barrel inside the rifle. The P15 also utilises an air cylinder system instead of the buddy bottle the M16D tends to come with, or the M16A. And the shot count for this particular rifle when tested was 175 full power shots before the power dropped off. This rifle is in 177, and in 2.2 and 2.5 you probably will get a little bit more. Another handy little feature is the sleeve, which feels like it's spring loaded here, which keeps dust and debris out of the little filling hole, for lack of a better word at the moment. And you've also got the pressure gauge at the front of the cylinder. This shroud is also baffled, which acts as a silencer as standard. Another standout feature for the P15, especially for a rifle at this price point, is the fact that it is regulator, giving consistent shots throughout the entire shot band. The P15 as standard also comes with two magazines straight out of the box, and as you may see back up top, a single shot tray, which I'm sure will excite many target shooters out there. So then, that's it for features of the P15. So let's move on to the next important bit, which is handling, which, as someone who's, as mentioned, a bit larger than normal and has a bit of a freaky long wingspan, I think we could have some very mild issues here. But let's skip on and take a look. So then, what's the P15 like when it comes to handling? Well, it's a lot better than I expected, I'll put it that way. I've got a bit of a dodgy history when it comes to PCPs, and especially Bullpup PCPs. I don't tend to like rifles that are lightweight, and with someone who's, as I've said, is a bit of a freak when it comes to arm length, short rifles really don't suit me very well. This is better than I expected. It actually comes to the shoulder quite nicely, and you have also got, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a small cushion here which sort of does its job in making you feel more comfortable, but if it could have been a little bit more pronounced, it definitely would have been a little bit better for the shooter, or for someone like me. Overall weight, it is quite light. I weighed it myself, it's around 4.6 pounds in weight when I tested it, but with the scope on, obviously that's going to jump up. You're probably going to be around 6-ish pounds. This is a 4-16 by 50 Milbro Clearview, which it's not the heaviest scope out there, but there is a bit of heft to it. Regarding weight, most of it is in the backside of this rifle. It's got a bit of a Beyonce backside on there, and again, for me personally, I'm someone who likes a bit of either neutral weight in the centre or more weight maybe on the fore end, like my HW97. Because of this, it is a little bit, and it's tight proportions. For me, again, I'm ridiculously long-armed. It's a little bit difficult to hold on target for me, because the front end, where there's no weight there anyway, the tiniest little bit of shake that my left hand is putting through is getting translated directly into the rifle. There's no weight up there to maybe mute that movement a little bit. And again, if your shorter arms fit more comfortable to you, you wouldn't be moving quite so much anyway. And like I said, that's no detriment to this rifle at all, and shouldn't really be put into consideration that much, to be fair, because anybody that's actually a normal size probably won't have that issue. But other than that, it does come to the shoulder quite nicely, and you can hold it in your hand quite nicely, and the thumb hole stop is also a really lovely little feature. The side lever is also silky smooth to operate. You can pretty much do that with your little finger. And the trigger, the trigger is not going to be messed with either. I'm going to keep it completely standard as it left the box. And the trigger is also pretty sweet. It doesn't get a whole lot better than that. But again, if it's not to your liking, you can adjust it straight out the box anyway. The only mild niggle that some people have that pick these rifles up, which I will cover now, is the magazine, and we'll move on to that now. So then, what's the mild niggle about the P15's mag? Well, there's no major issue with it, to be fair. I haven't had any callbacks about mag breakdowns or anything like that. The main issue with the mag is that people load it thinking that it's the same as your regular, say, Air Arms mag or anything like that, and put the pellets straight through the top. And then obviously you'll see in a minute, they wouldn't be able to get to the final pellet in there, and the mag just more or less just straight up wouldn't work. It'd just skip straight round and you'd miss all your pellets. And the mag also then wouldn't arm itself, or cock itself you could say, so it just, as I've already said, skip straight to that first shot and it wouldn't work. The issue is that it's very similar to the Artemis PR900 mag, and what that means is when you first load the mag, you need to spin the dial anti-clockwise and hold it there, and the first pellet has to be loaded in skirt first into the rear of the mag, like so. Which is putting up a bit of a fight at the moment, actually, because I'm watching this through the video camera and not actually really seeing where it's supposed to, where it's going. Oh dear, this doesn't look very good, does it? I'm fighting with this. There we go. It is easy, I promise. So the first pellet goes in there, and what that does is there's a piece of rubber here, and it locks that piece of rubber in place, so the mag is therefore locked. It can't skip back to the first pellet, and the mag is basically cocked now. So then all you need to do from now on is load the next pellets straight through the front, like you would a normal magazine, and then you're pretty much good to go. Just make sure to keep spinning that through and keep going until you're done, and that's it, job done. As I said, there's no major issue with the mag. It's mildly finicky, maybe, until you get used to it, but to be honest with you, this gun's shot about 50 pellets by now. I've used this mag as, well, 50 pellets, a 13-shot mags in 177, so I've put about 3-ish mags into it, 4-ish mags, and it's pretty much already come second nature to me now. But yeah, that's the only issue really with these magazines. And if you don't like these mags, as I said earlier, the rifle does also come with a single shot tray, if that's your cup of tea, which is also a pretty neat feature, I think. I always like rifles that come with that. But anyways, that's the mag, and we'll move on now to actually loading the mag. So then, you've loaded your magazine, you've put the pellet in, the first pellet in skirt first through the back, and you've got it perfect first time. And now it comes to actually loading the mag. Well, that's actually really, really simple. Simply cock the side lever back, or cock the bolt back as you would any other rifle. Simply slide, that's the single shot tray. Slide the single shot tray straight out, or your old mag out, and then simply load the new one in. And close the mag, the side lever, sorry, and then you're good to go. That's it. Another neat feature with this rifle and these mags is there's actually a very small, let me see that magnet in the top right hand corner. And because of that, it just gives that little bit of extra grip when you put it down. You'll see it suck in just a little bit there, and it just holds it in place so as you can close the bolt. But other than that, that's loading the mag. The mag can be mildly tricky, as we said, before you actually get adjusted to it, but the actual loading and exchanging of the magazines is completely simple, as you've got no little bolt to slide forward to lock it in place or anything like that. You just let the magnet do its job. Wonderful. But how does it actually shoot? Well then, let's move on and find out. Right then, now for the fun bit, shooting time. Let's see what the P15 is actually made of. We've got our seat in position. All shots will be taken from a seated but unrested position, so you can see how the rifle's balance and handling actually feels when in the field and such, especially if you're like to do a bit of vermin hunting and things like that, as I do. The target will be placed out at 25 yards. Not sure if you can see it just over there on that piece of wood around there. 25 yards, as said, sitting unrested. We'll see what it can do there. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do the long range testing, as somebody has left a bloody trailer here that I can't seem to get rid of. It's torments me endlessly. I have nightmares about the damn thing. But we'll do our 25-yard shots with the P15. We'll run a full mag through there, see what it can do. This is where, as I said, I like to do, and this is the reason why I like to do a lot of my shooting unrested, because I find if you rest the rifle when you do your target shots, it sort of masks some of the rifle's potential faults. And we're going to see now just what the P15 can do for somebody that it's not particularly maybe suited for, like I said, somebody like me. So then, let's crack on. I'll put the camera down just in front of the target so we can see what's happening, and I'll put a full mag through the rifle and see what it's made of. So then, at 25 yards, what can the P15 do with the shooter sitting unrested and cannot hold the thing still because it's too small for him? Well, as it turns out, quite a lot. That's the main cluster here, dead centre. Not bragging when I say that, because I'm not the best shot in the world, but never mind. And as you can see, we've got two flyers left and right. Again, to be honest, there's no wind, it is a lovely calm day, but that there is more realistically me, where I can't quite, where I'm used to heavier guns. I was waving it left to right quite a bit. I'm not used to shooting bullpup, so I'll make no hidden secret about that. I don't really like bullpups that much myself, but that's pretty astonishing. There's 11 shots dead centre, under 5 pence. Again, only 25 yards, it's not like it's a 50-yard group. There are two flyers there, but again, as I was saying, that is mainly down to me. But that's the main body of the group sitting under a 5 pence piece. I seriously cannot fault that. The pellets used were the JSB Exact 4.52 pellets, which usually tend to group pretty damn well in most PCPs and air rifles. I did try and get some Barracudas to put through there because of these particular rifles. Because of the twist rate of the barrel, they do tend to like heavier pellets, but unfortunately neither I nor SMK on that day had any Barracudas spare to hand, so I had to make do with what I had. But overall, accuracy wise at 25 yards, that's pretty damn good. So how about, I can't go to the full 40 once again, but let's push it out, see how far we can go. I think we might be able to eke out maybe 35 yards out of there, 32 yards. We'll get it measured, see what we can do, and I'll put the camera down, stick a target up, or a block of wood up there, and let's see what it can do at 32 to 35 yards. So then, 32 yards unrested. How did the little P15 do? Well, pretty damn good, I'd say. Now, just to put that in a bit of perspective, just what that group, how big that really is, there's our 5 pence piece. We've got one that doesn't quite fit under the 5 pence there, and we've got two flyers. Again, as mentioned already countless times, this rifle's not really designed for my build, or perhaps I'm just not enough used to bullpups just yet to eke the most out of it. They are my fault, they aren't an issue or a random flyer with the mag or with the gun. For me personally, I found it slightly difficult to keep on target, but again, that's just because I'm not used to a bullpup. I'm into big heavy twangers, not tiny little lightweight precise PCP rifles. But 32 yards unrested, there's definitely nothing to complain about there. So then, what's the final verdict of the Artemis P15? Frankly, in my opinion, you're getting a hell of a lot of rifle for the money. You've got a little rifle here, Bullpup, that is fully regulated, comes with 2 magazines, you've got a 2-stage adjustable trigger, all for, even under max SRP, a price of £599, and that's the full whack price for one. Accuracy wise, it is also a tremendous little performer, with the main group here at 32 yards unrested, easily fitting under a 5 pence piece. Yes, granted we do have 2 flyers, but at the same time that's more my fault, as bullpups in general don't really suit me that well. If you get somebody that's more used to shooting them, or just someone who's got the time to adapt to something like this, you'll have absolutely no flyers, and I'm quite confident they'll all fit under the 5 pence piece at 32, 35, maybe even 40 yards with it. Again, sadly, I can't do the testing out to that range due to the forestry trailer being put there. Rest assured though, if I could, I most certainly would. I'd have no doubts about this being able to put out tremendous accuracy, maybe even out to 50 yards. Well, if I gave myself time to get used to it, that is. So pros then. What's it like handling wise? Handling is, despite the fact that I don't really like bullpups, it does come to the shoulder reasonably nicely, even for somebody like me. It's not heavy. You hold it still fairly well. Most of the weight is towards the rear of the rifle, which does leave the front end a little bit light in my opinion, but again, it could just be because I'm used to something big and heavy. I'm not used to something lightweight like this, and it did, for me personally, I was waving around a little bit, but give me a couple of days to get used to it and I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem. I just need to adapt to it. Being a PCP, it's obviously completely recoilless, so accuracy is fairly easy to get. This rifle's not even run in yet, and it's getting pretty tremendous groups, as you can see over there already, with no tuning, anything like that. I've not cleaned the barrel. She's pretty much completely as she's left the box. All I've done is put the Milbro scope on top there. Cons. Well, as I say, no rifle is perfect, and I do like to try, and despite the fact I do sell these, I try to stay as honest as possible. There's not really any cons, to be fair. There's a minor niggle. I can't blame it for how I feel about bullpups, so I can't blame that on the rifle, because all bullpups feel like that way to me, so it's not really a con. I can't really even say that the magazines are a con, to be fair, because again, once you get used to it, it's second nature. It's a little bit more trouble maybe than loading a standard mag, but to my experience so far, they don't seem to break or jam, to my experience, and I've never had a call back about them breaking or jamming, so again, I can't really add that there. The only minor niggle that I actually have is on the side lever itself. There's a very tiny little bolt. I don't know if you can see that just there. And every now and again on this particular model, this one that I have, it may just be something slightly, not iffy, but something with this one, is that this little bolt will every now and again, it'll drop or come just slightly high, and it'll just snag itself on the rear of the action there, the top of the action. And all you need to do is just simply just push it down and she's good to go. I have mentioned this to SMK, and they said they're going to crack on with it just in case it is a problem with any of the others. They're going to take a look at all the new ones coming in, so it's once again always fantastic to hear. But really, that's the only con that I have. There's nothing else really that springs to mind. Again, for the money, you're getting a rifle with so much kit on it that it's really quite impressive. I would easily say that it's got kit that maybe a rifle of £700 you'd expect to have, or even some of those don't have it. Even down to the airstrip I built into the barrel shroud as standard. That's a fantastic idea. Good piece of kit in there. Overall, I think if you're looking into hunting, you won't go wrong with the P15. If you're looking into target shooting, you also won't go wrong with the P15. The only people who I might warn, maybe say to them, definitely shoulder one first before putting your name down to it, or borrow one if you can, would be people like me who are slightly taller with longer arms, because it does, to begin with, it feels a bit unnatural. But even as the day was going on with me shooting this, like down there, I was becoming one with it, and it was beginning to fit me a bit better. So overall verdict, as stated, hunters, no problem. Target shooters, no problem. Really, I can't really praise it any more than that, to be fair. As I've said, £499, £599, you are getting an absolute stonking little rifle for the money. Thanks for watching this review. This one, as mentioned, is by a user request. They left a comment down in the YouTube comment section below. If you guys have any other rifles you'd like me to test that I can see if I can get my hands on, feel free to leave another comment and I'll crack onto it ASAP. And thanks for watching, and I hope this helps if you ever think about buying a P15. As a little bit of a bonus challenge, I put a 5p coin resting on a stone there, about 23 yards away from where we shoot. You can see the standard shooting area here and the hole that I've blown through that piece of wood with the sheer amount of pellets that's gone through it. I'm so confident in the P15's accuracy that I bet even in my hands of butter, I bet you I can take that 5p piece. I'll give myself 3 shots, but I bet I can do it in the first shot. So then, let's see what the little P15 in my wobbly hands can do. I don't think we need to say any more regarding the P15's accuracy. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to request another rifle, leave us a comment down below and I'll see if I can get to it ASAP. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like any more information regarding air rifles or air pistols, feel free to get in touch with us at bigdansairguns.co.uk. Thanks for watching, and take care.